Good morning, good morning. Okay, I'm headed to the market. I need some coconuts. So I decided to get out on this Sunday morning before it got crowded at the market. There aren't too, there isn't a lot of traffic in the street. As you see, it's very quiet. It's really quiet. There aren't a lot of cars. So this is when I like to go because where I'm walking right now, part of this on this street. Some of it doesn't have a sidewalk, so I have to walk in the street, and it becomes a little dangerous when these cars are flying. So I'm gonna stay as close as I can to the curb just to make sure I'm safe. But yes, I am looking for coconuts today. So there is another market I go to called Slow Food Markets. If you ever come here, you have to go. That's where a lot of the expats go when they want handmade or specialized items here in Mexico. For instance, if you want, you can get produce anywhere, but that market has like handmade goods. They have people who make like vegan plates, certain specialized vegan foods, regular foods, tamales, empanadas that sell homeopathic items like um, your lavender, if you want any kind of essential oils. I got some lavender oil, some rosemary, some tea tree, bergamot, peppermint, cedarwood. Those are like my foundational essential oils, and you can find them there. But you can find other things like handmade soaps. You can find fashions, dresses, um, jumpsuits, pants, tops, anything that's handmade that's made by local people. Oh, I go to one guy who actually makes homemade sausage. They have no preservatives in it, no additives in it. He has lamb sausages. He has like the little breakfast links, breakfast patties. He has the most amazing smoked smoked salmon. Smoked salmon is so good. I think he said he either bastes it or he marinates it in honey. And oh my gosh, it is so, so, so good. And so I have fresh flowers. There are little cafes there. You can get fresh ground coffee. You can get this incense that they call kapal. It's very ceremonial. So if you like sage, burning sage, or if you like Palo Santo, kapal is the incense and like the incense or the resin that they use here to burn. When they have they celebrate or they um, have their spiritual practice. So kapal is what you'll see here in Mexico, and it has the most beautiful fragrance. It actually reminds me of, I just got these the other day. I don't really like them because they don't stay in my ear. So if you're seeing me adjust it, that's why I may have to take them out. But anyway, yeah, that's that. So yeah, kapal is has a beautiful fragrance. It reminds me of frankincense resin. I used to burn that back in the States during my meditation time, but it smells absolutely amazing. So you see the bus just went by. The bus system is called the Via Ven. I believe it cost, I want to say $3 US. I believe $3 US. And you can go just about anywhere in the city. You can actually ride it all around the entire perimeter of the city. It just goes to various points throughout Merida, but there is a bus that you can take around the Periferico. And when I say Periferico, whenever you hear me say that, it's like the Beltway. It's Periferico just simply means perimeter, and it goes around the entire city. It takes about 30, 40 minutes to get around it from start to finish. But you get to see various parts of the city, and that's just a great way to explore. Even if you want to just jump on and jump off. Again, it's called Via Ven. I'll show you a picture of the pickup area if I get to one. Yeah, so it's a very comfortable bus, and that is what they promote here in Merida. They're trying to reduce a lot of the traffic because if you reduce the traffic, of course you're going to reduce. Okay, I see you. If you reduce the traffic, you're going to reduce a lot of the pollution here in the city, um, which is becoming problematic, especially when there are more and more people moving into the city. So, yeah, they're really trying to recommend people use and push people to use the busing system. Um, yeah, to help reduce the carbon footprint in the city. So anyway, as I mentioned before in another video, if you're looking for things to do, yeah, take a Friday or a Saturday if you're here, or if you're just visiting. That's a great way to explore the city. You can buy the card for 25 pesos at any OXXO store or 7-Eleven. OXXO spelled OXXO. You're going to see them everywhere here in Mexico. You can buy them, and then you just have to load it. And once you load it, you can use the cards online. Buenos dias. Um, so yeah, so that's that. Um, I am almost here at the market, so I will pick up again with you once I get there. So there's one other thing I wanted to mention. It's funny, but it's not. Okay, so here's the Via Ven bus here. It goes all throughout the city. You can find them anywhere. There are not short of those buses in the city. And I just encourage you, if you come, that's one experience you should have because that helps you get to know the city. If you visit, that's fine if you do or don't. But if you live here, if you are thinking about moving here, take the bus because that'll help you find out what's in your area, what's in the city, kind of how to navigate things. Because when you're riding in an Uber, or a Didi, you don't really get a feel for the city. You don't know where you are. You don't know what's north, south, east, and west when you are with someone doing the driving. But when you're on the bus, you can really pay attention to what's going on, where you are, and then all of the buses will tell you on the little moving signage on the front of the bus which colonia it's going to. And colonia is the neighborhoods here. So what I was going to tell you is that when you're crossing the street here in Merida, they don't stop. They don't give the right of way to pedestrians, so it is up to you to pay attention. Now, what I noticed when people got here, and I always laugh because I know when someone is new here, they're offended because people are not stopping to let them across the street. They'll have their babies in tow, and and then they'll look at the driver like how dare you not stop? Don't you see me trying to move out into the intersection? How come you won't stop for me? So that's not how it works here. You better watch the cars, you better watch motorbikes, you better watch the buses because they are not stopping. It's not they're not being rude. People are just trying to get where they're trying to get and go where they're trying to go, and they're really not thinking about offending you by not letting you across the street or giving you the right of way. Here, you really have to pay attention. You have to pay attention when you're crossing the street. There have been so many accidents here. People have gotten killed. I'm not. It doesn't happen often. It doesn't happen. I've never seen it personally. But if you're not paying attention, you'll get. May you get struck by a car. The possibilities are high, especially when you're not paying attention. So I'm just saying that if you walk, I've seen it at home. I come from a little community where people have this this sense of privilege where they can walk out into the street and they know that you're not gonna. They won't even look at you. They'll just cross the street, just assuming that you're gonna stop and that you're supposed to stop for them. You try that here, and you're gonna be in ER somewhere, or at the coroner's office, or whatever they call it here. They'll be picking you up from the street. And again, they're not. I don't think they're trying to offend anyone. It's just the way the traffic moves. It's constantly moving. People are trying to get where they're trying to go, and I picked up on that the first week I got here. I'm like, oh, okay, they don't stop for pedestrians, and they don't. Every now and then you may find someone, but you better have secured yourself on the sidewalk until they come to a full stop. And when they come to a full stop, I give them a wave, muchas gracias, and I make my way across the street. But until then, I will wait. I don't care how long it takes for me to wait for the intersection or the street to clear before I walk because I value my life. So that's just one little tip I wanted to give you about the street. And yeah, I'm here almost at the market. Buenos dias. Oh man. And people here are so friendly. At home, I think because you come from a city like Chicago, and everybody's got their head on a swivel. You're looking for somebody who may, have ill intent, or people are just not as friendly. I'm not saying everyone in Chicago is looking for someone that's going to, you know, cause harm or do them wrong or anything like that. Or it's not like Buenos Dias. There's not always someone around every corner looking to harm you. Buenos Dias. Um, I just think that people are more guarded in bigger cities, but here it takes a while to relax into the fact that this is the safest city in Mexico and that people aren't here to harm you. That is not their intent. People speak to you, they go out of their way to speak to you sometimes, and it causes you to put your guard down and become more relaxed into society, into the culture, and you don't feel like you got to constantly look over your shoulder or keep your head on the swivel. I hear that so much here, especially in the black community, about how they've had to keep the head on the swivel. And in Chicago, my ex-husband used to say, "To be aware is to be alive," and that has been my motto. He's taught me. He said, you out here, you acting like, nothing can happen to you. To be aware is to be alive. You got to always be aware of your surroundings. And that did make an impact on me. But it taught me how to just, protect myself and not just be so trusting, I should say. So here it's quite the opposite. You can just relax in knowing that there are people here that are not here to do you harm, that you are part of the community, and there are people here that will welcome you with open arms. Okay, so I'm here at the market, but I don't see. Oh, I see my guy with the pineapples. Hey, all right. Okay, I'm just gonna pick these up and I'm gonna keep it moving. All right.
Nuestra amiga Chile les está ofreciendo ricos tamalitos colados, torteados, también tenemos para hacer oriental, 5 minutos oriental.
Gracias. Gracias. Okay, so it's already busy here. Yeah, the little market here, it gets really busy, especially on Sunday. Sunday is a day of rest. There's no work here in the city, so you'll see a lot of people come out for breakfast, just to commune, to go to the park. Most activities, especially within families, are done on Sunday. Everything, not everything shuts down, but a lot of things shuts down on Sunday. And if it doesn't shut down completely, it shut down early, just so that families have a chance to relax and commune and eat together or go out together. So I just ordered the pavo asado. I want to make sure I say it right. It is the pavo asado. Pavo is turkey. Asado is just the way it's prepared. So it's roasted turkey. That's what I have. I got two roasted turkey tacos, and I'm hoping that he didn't give me the salsa from hell, because they usually give you three different salsas, like a mild, medium, and then hell. I think he brought the hell, because there's no, normally these type of markets are just reserved for locals. And not saying reserved as in they're closed off to expats, but expats usually they don't eat at places like this. They usually can't find places like this, so they just offer to the people who they know like the hot stuff. And I can't, well, I can't. Not that I can't stand it. It's just that my taste buds they die once I taste the salsa. So I'm gonna take a little bit of it just to see what it tastes like, to see if I can tolerate it. Okay, here goes nothing. I'm just gonna put a little bit on my taco, and hopefully I can tolerate it. I'm scared. But it tastes pretty good. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. It's hot, so it has saltiness. It tastes like a little bit of vinegar, but I mean, yeah, they brought the heat with that one, but it's not intolerable. So I'll just put like a few drops on it and just go ahead and eat because I'm hungry, and then I'll go and get some of the food from the market.
Okay, I'm going to do a voiceover on this part because I almost jacked myself up. You see the sauce that I'm putting on my taco? Well, it's really not about the sauce, but I just wanted to let you know they should rename this salsa hell because it was just that hot. Fortunately, I only put a little bit on there. But okay, pay attention to this part. It's a wonderful taco, right? It looks really good. I'm taking a bite. All right, I'm actually eating some roasted turkey. And I'm chewing, I'm chewing, I'm chewing, I'm chewing, I'm chewing. Okay, watch it right about here. I just put the food back into my hand and I'm putting it on the plate. Why? Because I didn't fully vet this place. And I'm about to leave to Chicago in about 2 days. So I want you to make note of that because I'm going to go over this in another part of this video. Okay, just an FYI while I'm in the neighborhood, if you don't want to hang out at the local bars and if you just want to bring something to your hotel or to your Airbnb or back to your apartment and you want to mix your own drinks, this place right here, as soon as the bus passes, it's called Six, S-I-X. And they sell liquor. That's your local liquor store. They sell beers, liquor, and all of the mix-ins, all your juices, your coconut water, your seltzer water, your tonic water, anything you need to make drinks. And they probably have snacks there as well. But yeah, that's the liquor store. Okay, it's starting to warm up and people are starting to come outside. But my question to you is, would you eat at the cafe that I just ate at? Most people would say, heck no. because, you know, you're gonna see some strange things there. Some of their practices, sanitation practices, are a little different. And I don't eat at all of them. There are certain ones that I will eat at. I just have an eye for those things. But I would say just trust your gut and protect your gut. Because if there's any question about whether or not you should eat at a specific place and your gut is telling you not to eat there, then don't eat there. Particularly if you're here for a short vacation, 2 or 3 days. And if you eat somewhere, and I said 2 or 3 days because if you eat somewhere and you happen to pick up a bug or something, you want to make sure that you give yourself time to recuperate should you have any adverse effects from it. So if you are here for the weekend or if you're close to leaving Merida, don't try anything new. Don't go to one of the local stands if you're not comfortable, because if you get sick, then what? So just stick with what you know. Go to, go to some of the reviews, go to the restaurants where the expats frequent, and you'll be okay. So my thing is when you're purchasing meat items and even fruit, you do it the same thing as you do in the States. You clean it and you prepare it. Now, as far as the meats, if you eat meats, a lot of the bacteria will be eliminated. Bacteria levels will be reduced greatly, I should say, during the cooking process. So as long as you're cooking at the temperature, and I highly recommend having a food thermometer so you'll know when the food is actually ready, that it has come up to acceptable temperatures for consumption, then you're good. Then you're good. As far as me preparing my meat, I always use my limes. I know people usually use lemons in the States, but you can find limes here. They're readily available. I use baking soda, and I also use vinegar to prepare my meat. And because they're fresh, the meat is fresh here and it hasn't been frozen, I can prepare it, meaning clean it, and then I can also freeze it because it's never been frozen. So as far as my veggies, you're supposed to wash your produce anyway. And once again, I do a mix of baking soda and vinegar, and I leave it in the solution with water for 20 minutes. After 20 minutes, I just give it a good rinse, dry it off, and I store it in the refrigerator or wherever I want to go. I can put it on the counter if I want to, if I'm going to eat it up right away. Okay, so that's how I prepare my foods in order to keep me safe. But no, not everyone wants to eat at the local cafes or, these restaurant pop-ups, because you're going to see some strange stuff. Sometimes you'll see a lady in the back. She not only preparing your food, but she's taking the money too. So yeah, you just have to know what your tolerance level is. You always can ask them to put on gloves. They may not be used to that. I don't think it would offend them, but do what you need to do to protect your gut, because you really can get sick anywhere, in any country, even at home. I just had an acquaintance that just got over a 10-day food poisoning event. So, and that was in the States. I've had food poisoning before. So it can happen anywhere. But when you're in a country where they aren't adhering to the same safety practices as we're accustomed to in the States, then you just want to just make sure you do some research, read the reviews, go to Google, go to TripAdvisor, and you can see what some of the expats have to say about the eateries. Okay, I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna make me a refreshing drink because I'm getting a little warm now. And I just bought some watermelon, so I think I'm gonna make some kind of a slushie. All right. Okay, so I'm gonna make a watermelon refresher. I'm going to use this watermelon that I bought from the mercado this morning, and you want a seeded watermelon. I'm cutting up my watermelon in little chunks. I'm just gonna put them in this bowl for now till I get all the watermelon out. Okay, cut it as, like you want. I'm gonna use all of this. I'm gonna use the juice of a whole lime. And then I'm going to also add some basil. So in goes the watermelon. Very simple recipe, very refreshing. I'm gonna use some of these basil leaves. You can also use mint, which is very refreshing. And then to that, I'll add the fresh lime. All right, to that, I'm gonna just add a little ice. All right, okay. And so we're ready to blend. This is so good. It's refreshing. It's gonna cool me off on this hot summer day. You can even add ginger to this. So if you wanna add like just a little knob of ginger, that'll take it up a notch too. So I hope you try it. Enjoy.